Welcome to Afternoons with Amanda on Akron and Northeast Ohio's hottest and fastest growing network, 330 go. Let's take a look at our weather for tonight. They're talking snow likely, but less than an inch of accumulation, so it shouldn't make your commute in the morning too crazy. 32 the low, but what could complicate it a bit is tomorrow we're talking periods of rain and snow kind of intermixed with a high around 38, dipping back and forth. We're going to see what kind of precipitation that turns into. Before I jump into the news, I feel like I kind of want to note a difference here. Home broadcast studio here in the Highland Square area of Akron, and a big difference for me today is not hearing the or the barking. My dog Ruby crossed the Rainbow Bridge on Friday, and I want to take this opportunity to shout out the professionals at Highland Veterinary Clinic on West Market Street. Just a horrible thing to have to go through, but honestly, like their demeanor was so comforting, and the process and the information. And if you have a fur child and you're looking for a vet, I highly recommend them. So big shout out to them, big thank you to them. And just an adjustment. So I welcome your comments on what you did and how you made it through that, with the passing of one of your pets. Because I'll tell you, this has been way tougher than I thought it was going to be. It's been very tough. So, all right. We were just talking about home studio in Akron. Let's jump right into the city of Akron. They've got their new logo. I didn't think it was ever going to happen. I felt like they were begging people to make suggestions. And it seemed like nobody reached out with an idea. And so then they had to send people out into the city to find out what they thought. And this is what they came up with. Goodbye, rubber worker. Hello, city skyline. Cuyahoga River, Goodyear blimp. You got the blue heron and some trees, obviously, for the valley and stuff, and all of our trees in the metro parks. Whatever. With community feedback, the Pitt Group designed the city's new logo. This is what they're going to be using going forward, and they've actually already started to implement it. It's not bad. It just seems like a lot of stuff. If you're not from the area and you see that logo, you're going to go, oh, that's what Akron's about. I don't know, man. I don't know. I say we just rename the city Goodyear and make everything Goodyear themed. Temporary closure of Summit Metro Parks Freedom Trail is in effect now through May of 26, specifically that portion from Britton Road to Southwest Avenue in Talmadge closed. Additionally, a portion of the Freedom Trail is going to be closed with a detour. But this part is between the Adams Park connection and Union Street. That's all part of that Route 8 bridge construction. The other portion there, the one that has the detour, that's expected to reopen actually in April. Now, this is something super cool that I saw. It's a newly formed partnership between the Summit County Sheriff's Office and Stark State College. Representatives from the school are going to be coming into the jails to speak with inmates about starting or continuing their education, providing them with contacts and information about enrollment and financial aid, and to help them jumpstart the process ahead of their release. In the Stark State's first visit to the jail, a total of 68 inmates attended the presentation, a significant portion of whom had already completed some college coursework and were interested in continuing their education and earning their degrees, certifications, CDLs, etc. So, there's always a lot of talk and opinions on things like reform and what does it really mean, and programs like this I think are amazing. So kudos to Stark State for getting involved in getting that process going. So I'm not going to lie, I myself had succumbed to Browns fever, and I thought after one win with Shedeur, oh, we're just going to start winning games now. It's going to be amazing. Well, the Browns head coach, Kevin Stefanski, he has confirmed that QB Shedeur Sanders is scheduled to start the remainder of the season, which feels like a consolation prize, right? It feels like you're the runner-up for something because you're not going to the Super. You know what I'm saying. Meanwhile, although Deshaun Watson's been cleared for practice, he's not expected to play at all for the remainder of the season. His focus for now as a veteran player is supposed to be helping rookies and just healing. I don't know. He just doesn't strike me as the teammate camaraderie type, but who knows? Maybe Deshaun will surprise us. It just feels like he got real jealous of Shedeur and now he just keeps popping up. I don't know. All right, Cleveland Cavaliers still dealing with significant injuries with several players. They head to Washington to take on the Wizards this Friday, 7 p.m. Quick turnaround. They have a game the very next day, 3:30. But nice break this week. Maybe we'll see some guys return. I know they try to wait to the last minute to decide who they're going to be benching. And we don't want to be fined for benching players again. So, we'll see on Thursday when we come back for another Afternoons with Amanda. We'll see where the Cavs are at with that and how our players are doing. All right. In a huge upset in their 13-10 loss to the Hoosiers, Ohio State saw their perfect season and national championship hopes dashed. This marked Indiana's first win over Ohio State since 1988. I couldn't believe it. Look how sad Brutus is. And it also earned Ohio State fans a lot of bad press across the country. We're being called classless and other worse things for our response to the loss. And all I have to say is at least we beat Michigan. Okay, what else do you want? The rest of the season doesn't matter. We just got to beat Michigan, unless it was last year. And then the season matters and Michigan doesn't. Let's move on. Events, you're looking for stuff to do. This is pretty amazing. It's happening in town tonight. I'm talking about this fabulous human being, Kenny G, the master of the, what is that, a clarinet, right? Yeah. He's going to be at the Akron Civic Theater. It is Kenny G Miracles, Holiday, and Hits. And it's at 7:30. Tickets available at Ticketmaster. My little brother, Michael, he is a state trooper in Pennsylvania. He is a Marine Corps veteran. Toughest dude I know. Used to love Kenny G when he was a kid, just like obsessed. So every time I see Kenny G, I think of my baby brother. All right, this Saturday night, it is the Akron Sauerkraut Ball. I encourage you to go look at their Facebook events page. There's so much information there. I see a little bit of people online, kind of like a little bit of buzz going on about it. But going to be a really fun event, taking over Lock 3 downtown and some of the little surrounding areas. Festive night of celebrating sauerkraut balls from a multitude of local restaurants. That's this Saturday at 6 to 9, Lock 3, downtown Akron, the Sauerkraut Ball. All right, finally, this Sunday, the extremely talented and whatever that is, Helen Welch, love her, beautiful voice. She's going to be performing A Carpenter's Christmas. That's 4 p.m. at E.J. Thomas Hall, again, this Sunday. Tickets available for that show also through Ticketmaster. So very cool. Now, if you have an event you want featured on our broadcast, you can simply email me. It's amanda@330togo.com. And make sure you catch my girl Jess with the 330 To Go morning show on Mondays and Wednesdays right here on Akron and Northeast Ohio's hottest and fastest growing network, 330 To Go. Catch you back here on Thursday.